welcome back to my channel, Nutt'n Trucking. I'm Ricochet with Thunderstruck Transport. So, if you've seen by the introduction, this is going to be kind of a little bit of a review. This is the first, if I'm right, pretty sure I am, the first American review done on this product. I haven't seen anything on this particular phone that wasn't done in a European or Middle Eastern country. So this will probably be the very first one that I have ever found on the whole YouTube platform. So if you watched my last video going home for Christmas, you'll see I dropped my Galaxy S22 Ultra, chipped the very edge of the screen, knocked the whole thing out. It was going to cost $360 some bucks to redo it, and I said no way. I couldn't spend that kind of money. So I started researching for a rugged, heavy-duty phone. Didn't know they existed. Never heard the term rugged phone before. And I found this company, and now there's several of them out there that I have looked into, and I settled on this particular one because I liked the features that it had. So I'll get into all that here in a little bit. Just basically to let you know, I am recording this part right now on the front camera, and I will be doing the rest of the video with my Z Fold 4, so I can actually show you the camera. But this is the Oukitel WP21 Ultra. So let's go ahead and get into this, and let me show you what this tank of a phone is all about. Alright everybody, so here is the Oukitel WP21 Ultra. This phone is made in China, and it's not really sold here in the United States through any of the cell phone carriers. However, all of the carriers will support it on their network. This one is not 5G. They do have some that are 5G. I chose not to get it. I'm not in a 5G area very often anyway. There's not a big huge difference in 5G that I can see, unless you're a really big gamer, a huge tech guy or something like that. The average person doesn't really notice those changes that much, in my opinion anyway. Some of you may. I don't. So things I don't need it. So it's just a 4G LTE. It's plenty fast, does everything I need it to do. It is pretty thick. It's I'm not sure, it's a good half an inch in thickness, and it's 397 grams. It's got some weight to it, but I like it because I can hold it, and I don't feel, you know, like with my Samsung Galaxy or something, you had to use the tips to hold it. Otherwise, it felt too delicate. You know, it was a great phone, you know, and unless you buy a big case, you know, like an OtterBox or something, you know, okay, fine. But I like the weight of this. I actually feel like I'm holding something. This thing is IP68 waterproof, IP69 dust and dirt. It's also military standard grade H10 or 810H, which is the highest military standard. Shockproof, drop proof, crush proof. It's meant to work in extreme temperatures from -50 to 150 above zero. When I was, Fahrenheit. 50 below to 150 above. That's a pretty big temperature. When my son and I was out at the Power Festival with AC/DC, Metallica, and all that we did back in October, my phone overheated, my Galaxy. Just saying, get too warm, I couldn't take a lot of pictures. Won't going to happen with this one. The cameras on this are not as high quality. That's why the price is so much more reduced. You're looking at a 24 megapixel front camera. You're looking at a 64 megapixel main rear camera with flash LED. You're looking at a 2 megapixel, I think it is, macro. Or no, this one is actually, sorry, that was not this one. This one's a 24 megapixel night vision, and the thermal, and the night vision, the lights. This is an actual thermal imaging camera, and it has a lot of things that you can use it for. A lot of people who are electricians, mechanics, things like that. We'll use a thermal imaging camera to overlook, to find out wiring issues, if there's a short somewhere, overheating circuitry boards and electronics, things like that. This type of phone, because it is big, because it is rugged, you're going to find this in the hands of first responders, construction workers, surveyors, people who are out in the field that doesn't want to drop their little bitty phone and just have something solid that they can rely on. This is more for durability, more for ruggedness, and more to get the job done, not for flash, not for props, not for, ooh, you got the best phone on the market, nothing like that. This is business. This is to get the job done. The processor in here is a Helio, MediaTek Helio octa-core. It's the 99G. Works, I don't know what the speed is. I know that it's fast enough that I can play PUBG Mobile and Call of Duty on here. No issues. I hardly ever play those types of games on a device, or period, really. I'm just not a huge gamer anymore. I was back when I was younger. I mean, I had the old Nintendo 64 and the Atari and the PlayStation when it was just PlayStation, no PS1 or anything. It was just PlayStation. I guess that'd be the PS1. But yeah, I used to play a lot of video games then, and a lot of driving simulation games. But I can play a lot of games on here, I mean, with no issue. So evidently the processor is just fine. The picture quality is fine. Everything seems to be good. The cameras, they don't rival an Apple iPhone. They don't rival the Samsung Galaxy S22. The megapixels is not the only thing, but it's also your sensors. You know, they're not quite as powerful, but for all of the pictures that I've taken with it, I've never seen any problems. For anything that I do, YouTube, TikTok, you know, just general taking pictures with my family, using it as a general everyday camera, you're not going to have any problems with the camera on this, or the quality of the pictures, or the video. There's a lot of video editing apps, and if you don't like something, you can certainly always, you know, edit it post, you know. But as far as being a phone that you can rely on to not be, you know, accidentally drop it or whatever, this is what you definitely want to have. $400 out the door, $400 through Amazon. And over on this side, you do have, it's pretty cool. You got your Oukitel branding. That's an actual aluminum plate in there. It's got carbon fiber look to it. You got, like I said, you got your night vision camera, your thermal imaging, your regular camera. On the front side, you have your cutout for your other camera. Down on the sides here, on this side, you have a SD card slot. It'll hold 2 SIMs. You can also expand your storage up to 2 terabytes with an SD card. This is a programmable side button. You can have it do 3 different things. Open 3 different apps. 1 short press will open an app. 2 short presses will open another app, and 1 longer press will open a third app. So you can program it, quick button to do 3 different things. Like I've got 1 will sit there and open up a calculator. 2 will sit there and open up my camera, and then a long press will open up my torch, and you know, give me my torch. You know, so. Those are the 3 functions that I have, and you can completely program it. It's 120 hertz or 120 hertz refresh rate. I've got this on a Nova launcher. This is running Android 12. They do have 13. I chose the 12 because there wasn't hardly any difference in the 12 or 13, and the 12, I've been, from the research I did, said it to be a little bit more of a stable platform. I think the only thing difference between 12 and 13 was some customization in the home screen and a few little extra buttons that you can put that you can get quicker access to, things that I wouldn't use anyway. So the Android 12 seems to be a very popular, you know, among some of the people, and that's what I chose to go with. This has a 10,000 milliamp battery. Well, it's actually 9,800. So 9,800 milliamp. It's reverse charging, so I can use it as a power bank. I run a couple of sleeping apps at night for you know, off of YouTube, and you know, mainly white noise you know, some rain and music in the background, that type of thing. And it runs all night. And I ran this for 2 full days of a phone, along with 2 nights of running streaming YouTube, and woke up on day 3 with still like 25% of the battery. So we're looking at a good 3 days of not having to charge this, maybe 4 if I wasn't, you know, streaming 24/7 with YouTube. You'd probably get 4 days out of it of general use. So that was also a big plus, you know, not having to worry about having it charged all the damn time. It'll stay charged for quite a while, and being able to use it to, you know, power up some other things if I need to. So the 6.78 inch display is really good. I'll just put on some Pandora here so you can hear. It's got 2 stereo speakers, pretty good. So I know it's hard for you to really judge the phone over another recording, but this is pretty loud. And for a speakerphone, it's pretty loud. Don't want to get a trademark violation. They're playing some ZZ Top, but it's the speaker systems are really very well, pretty loud. When it comes to picture quality, I mean, it's full HD. I don't know what we can do here with YouTube. You know, here's. Yeah, so First Amendment auditing stuff, you know.
We highlight a few clips of police interactions and police misconduct.
You know.
Some educational
so the quality, the videos, very nice looking picture. Again, trying to judge it, you know, by being recorded by another device is certainly hard to do. But it's full, you know, HD display. So it's a great phone. I've never had any issues with it. I've been running it now for about a week. The only issue that I have found, and I know it's in the settings, I just haven't found it, is my wave wallpaper keeps going back to the standard after, you know, a day or so. And I keep having to relaunch it. So there's something in the settings with that running in the background that I just need to change. I just haven't done it. But overall, this, like I said, this is running the Nova launcher. I like the designs of the buttons. You know, it's pretty cool with the way the box, it kind of rotates the box. I like that. But yeah, it's got everything that you need. And for $400, I couldn't see spending $370 just to get the screen replaced for a phone that costs $1,200 to $1,300. It's like, yeah, it's got a 110 megapixel camera, but again, I can't see the difference between the pictures when I'm looking at it on my phone. If I was looking at it, you know, from a professional standpoint, well, that's one thing, but I'm not. I'm looking at it through a YouTube lens. I'm looking at it through the use of TikTok lens, and the picture quality is just fine, no difference. Same with the video quality. So is it worth to have that extra stuff? Is it worth that extra $1,000 in price? $1,000, I can buy me a really nice DSLR camera. The same thing with the refresh or the processor speed. You know, these new phones got the biggest, baddest processors out there. They're so much faster than what? The one the year before that you still could hardly see the difference in because it's faster than a blink of an eye. I mean, how much faster do you need to go? You know, and if you got to wait an extra, oh, there it is. If you got to wait that extra long, was that little bit of a time? Whoop, there it goes. Was that worth $1,000? To me, it's not worth $1,000 to go and spend on something like that. So, again, the value for the money, the build quality, the benefits, the features of this is just incredible for $400. This infrared lens, which is called Infrared, is the company that the software that this is running off of. They do a lot of thermal optics for sites, you know, hunting and things like that. There you go. That's and you could change the color palette down to so many different ones. You know, as far they all basically do the same. in certain degrees, but you can find, one that that you really like. And I'm still kind of playing around with this. I have this to where it's called global temperature. So here's my hand in the background. Whew, and you can see, I mean, it's already up there with the temperature. I can point it at myself, and you can see what my temperature is. This actually does have an option here where you go to menu, you turn on thermometer mode, and there you go. Now it has a little thermometer pointed at the person's head. You can take their thermometer, their temperature. But there, what are we looking at? 102 in the palm of my hand. I've been holding this phone. We can go back here. We're looking at low temperature, so let's turn this back off again really quick. And we're going to go in here into night vision. Let's go to night vision here. Jungle. Here's night. Okay, so you got night vision, and you can actually see the different temperatures, all around you, and which is really cool because, well, let me see if I can do this. Sitting where I'm at, I'm sitting in the seat right now, and then there, you look at it on the screen, it's still got my heat imaging of the seat, and it's showing at 101 degrees, 102.2 degrees there on the couch, and that was just from me sitting there. So it's got my heat signature still there after sitting down. So it's pretty cool. So you could use this application can be used for a lot of different things: finding air leaks, overheated circuitry, electrical wiring issues, things like that. The places you're going to find this type of a phone is going to be in the hands of people who are out doing work, construction field, electrical field outside, surveying crews, search and rescue, things like that. This is not a phone that's going to be, mainly for camera and video editing. You can do that and do very well, but this is a camera for work, and it's a camera for ruggability, it's durability, it's just got a lot of features. So that's it on this particular phone, the Oukitel. I got this pretty cool case. I mean, it's just a gel case, but it looks pretty decent on there, and adds just a little bit more durability, makes it so it's a little bit not quite as slippery. It's, what is that, a little wolf design. Case was like, I think, $7 off Amazon. So there's not a lot of case options for this phone because it really doesn't need a case. It's built in as a case, but they do make wallet cases, leather cases for it. A lot of these clear cases with pictures is about it. Again, this phone doesn't have all of the added features that you're going to get with your state-of-the-art name brand phone. But what you are going to get is a lot more money in your pocket, and you're going to get one hell of a tank of a phone with a lot of really good benefits to it. So if you're in this kind of industry, into trucking, if you just, the camera thing is not your biggest thing, but you want still to have a lot of cool features and something that you don't have to worry about dropping, I do highly recommend this phone. This is Oukitel, Oukital. This is the WP21, the Ultra. The WP21 doesn't have the thermal camera. Instead, it has another screen right here that is like a watch screen, and you can use it as a selfie camera. You can get to your music controls, and there's a few things and a clock. Basically this clock that's on the front here, it'll show up on the back. The difference between that phone and this one, I think, is about $50. But Oukitel has a lot of different models. Just go on the Amazon site. I'll put a link to the description on this particular one down below as to where you can get it if you'd like to. And again, it's rugged and ready, as I stated in my opening. And this is where durability and workability meet indestructibility, because this thing is just a beast of a phone and will do everything that you need it to do for $400. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed it, and appreciate you coming, and we'll see you on the next one. So y'all be good.